This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network. Access granted.
Hey, kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning in to episode 59 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi Tech and Media podcast. I'm Raj, my background's in film design, media, and making things happen.
And I'm Mike, and my background is explaining stuff, connecting people, and getting things done. And you're here because you're a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech or media in New Zealand.
Yeah, so episode 59, this is where it's that time of the month again.
It's that time of the month, yes.
Catch up with Mauricio from Geek Zone. Talks about us, what's really bugging him this month.
That's right. So this month, well, really fundamentally, is as normal, is a wide-ranging conversation.
Mix of customer service and people and machines and
but we could put it under
policies and
under it all of don't deal with the humans, deal with machines. Life's much better.
simpler.
However, we have a guest as well along this time.
That's right.
Nick Williamson, Mashmatics, on Twitter, and he was down for I'm not going to say why he was down. It was a complete secret.
None of our business.
None of our business.
He just happened to be at the Goldings that day.
That's right. And he also had a completely alternative interview to Mauricio.
That's right.
And therefore we let the rant continue.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Alrighty then, we're back here at the Goldings. I left Mike a few hours ago and I came back and he's still here.
So we had the conversation with Devon.
Yep.
And you
Blown away
went to
by
work.
His story. It was quite cool. And then yes, I went to work. And then
And me and Nick.
Still did some
so
work.
there's four of us at the table
Yes.
today. This is the Mauricio. Well, is rant's the right way? Do you like the word rant, Mauricio?
Well, sometimes we just talk about the things, how things don't work, or how things are bad, and how things are awful. And,
Broken.
that's all great.
when
We'll
things are
call that
broken,
a rant.
yeah, things are broken in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we talk about good things too, but
Yeah.
there's so
I've not
little.
heard any of those episodes, obviously.
Oh, we
But
probably don't record
No.
that much.
those
I
are
talk
special.
about the pizza. We always talk
Yeah,
about
good
You
thanks.
do.
Yeah. Actually, it's the first time Mike's been here for a while.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
two strangers at the table.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for inviting us. And also we've got Nick Williamson from Whangarei, who's we've flown him down special.
Are you paying,
Just for the rant.
are you paying for his flights to come here and do
Oh
this?
yes, absolutely. Of course we are.
Yeah, it's in the budget somewhere. Right?
No, we're not. But Nick's down on other business. So Nick, on Twitter, you're known as
Meshmatics.
Mashmatics.
Meshmatics.
Mashmatics. Yeah, you go. So you'll hear that other voice as well.
Yep.
Now, I don't think we've ever asked Mauricio opening line.
Usually I just open with what's going on and what's really on
So,
your mind, but yeah.
We have a standard line that we open with all of our other people that we talk with, and I don't think we've ever asked you, so I'm going to do it today. Mauricio, what makes you happy?
Lots of things. Right, is that a standard question?
All right, good.
Yes,
Good
it
answer.
is. That's how we...
Yeah.
show that he never listens, obviously, but... Is that what you do?
He's out.
I tell you what. I do not listen to any podcast, not yours, not any. And there is a good reason for that.
Oh, yeah?
I get distracted. I don't really get focused when I have headphones. And I don't even listen to music
I was gonna say,
like on the
listen to
bus. No. I listen to music at home, playing on the on that old
Computer?
turntable thing.
Oh, the record player.
Yeah, the record
Do you
player.
play records?
No, I'm joking. But
hey.
I just
like
have
the Lazy Susie.
I use it more as a background noise than something that I put the headphones and listen. People in the bus with the headphones. Some of them so loud that, fuck's sake, you have to listen to this music so loud that people sitting 3 seats in front of you can hear your music. I mean, seriously. But I read my Kindle on the bus, and I like reading, and if I have something making noise, it doesn't work for me. So I don't listen to podcasts because I can't concentrate. Like I drive, I like driving. If I'm driving, I may put music on the radio, but I don't even pay attention because I really like driving and I look around. And
So you're just easily distracted, so you don't bother.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Have you seen, what's that book, the book sang thing? No, it's not.
Audio books?
No. So there is a company that was based in Auckland.
You might have one.
I think it's now based in New York. And they put soundtracks to read to books.
Oh yes, yeah.
I have such books in my Kindle, like the Puppy Place, Mocha, and the Puppy Place, the Chihuahua.
Okay.
You really like dogs.
Yeah.
That's my girl. That's my
No,
daughter's
don't
book.
be saying it's for your daughter. It's, yeah, whatever. So this is a book that, obviously it's an electronic book, and it puts a soundtrack on it. The one I've heard is the Sherlock Holmes one. I think it's the one that they put out for free and started. And as you read, Holmes looks out the window, the hansom cabs are crossing, and he goes clippity-clop, clippity-clop, clippity-clop.
Yeah.
There's sounds that go with the book.
Yeah, and it sort of tracks, it doesn't track, it has a standard reading speed, which you can change, of course. And as it gets to that point where it says, and the gunshot rang out. You hear the gunshot? And I sort of went, I don't know, this sounds a bit dodgy. But this week they just got another $2 million investment. And they've got some massive amount of people who use it. That would kill your reading experience, I suppose. This is not for you, Mauricio.
You read, and you create the image in your mind, and you get involved in that, get immersed in that. That's how I read.
That's generally how it works. Yeah.
But I get involved into that, so I like reading.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that wasn't what makes you happy, by the way. That was what makes you pissed
What
off
makes
right
me-
now.
what
makes you happy? Whiskey.
No, whiskey's fine. It's still not answering your question, but I was on a flight last night and I didn't recline my seat, and I was watching the program, a TV program on the little screen, and I was trying not to sleep when your neck, when you nod, your head nods, and you watch the thing on the screen. So this morning when I got up, I had this big pain on the shoulder.
In the neck. Yeah.
So I stopped by the pharmacy and asked, can I have a box of Voltaren? And the woman said, sure. And then she asked, do you have an ID? Do you have an address and telephone number? And, I'm not buying cough syrup. I'm just buying muscle relaxant. But anyway.
I'm not buying anything crazy like cough syrup.
And now I get here, and the first thing that Raj does is bring me a glass of whiskey.
But in my defense, I am a doctor and it's medicinal.
It is. Whiskey is medicinal water, and it is a muscle relaxant. No, I'm going to drink it because it would be really bad.
Apply it.
That's right. You just basically rub it on the neck.
That's what the ice is for.
Are you going to rub my neck too? Yeah, can I just put it here in your
I've got the physio over here, Mike.
Mike, please.
I'm not touching your neck with a whiskey.
Anyway, yesterday
Again?
I walked through the Sydney duty-free shop, and they have these signs because they have been doing these renovations in Sydney for like a year and a half.
Okay.
And
Sydney Airport, not the whole of Sydney.
No, the airport in Sydney. Sydney Pranks, they are doing renovations too, but the Sydney Airport, they have this sign saying, soon the world's largest duty-free shop, which is going to be the whole airport's airside international.
Wow.
It's just like incredible. And the thing is, it takes you now, after customs, after you go through the check, not immigration, but after you go through the security point, it takes you like 15 minutes to get to the Air New Zealand gates now.
15 or 50?
Because there's all the
15.
shelves in the way, right?
All the shelves on the way. And if you stop to look, then it's going to... Like, I was at the airport 2.5 hours before, and I only got to the gate. Granted, I went to the lounge, but I only got to the gate like 5 minutes before the departure because it was like, how did I get there?
That sounds like a first world problem, I got to say.
It is.
That's what the casinos do, right? They disorient you so you stay in that area.
Yeah, now I'm going to tell you what's the big first world problem there.
Okay.
Is those $4,000 bottle of whiskey that they have.
$1,000?
I walked around looking for a bottle of Lagavulin because it cost $140 But seriously, $140 for a bottle of Lagavulin Wellington. If I could buy that for $100 at the airport, good job, nice. So I walked around and then I saw these bottles and I said, well, that's a beautiful crystal bottle and stuff. And then I start walking and then $600 for a bottle. Yeah, that must be a good whiskey and stuff. And then $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And I stopped when I got to the $4,000 bottle of whiskey.
All right. How much do you get for $4,000? Still the average size?
You get a car for $4,000. That's how much you get.
A car full of whiskey. That's what you get.
A car full of whiskey for $4,000.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So I decided not to buy anything last night. I didn't buy it, just went to the plane and said, fuck that, I'm out of here.
Everything's overpriced at the airport, though.
Well, isn't it? Well, prior to the gates, a sandwich costs $1 million. But
yeah, but I don't trust you anymore either. It doesn't seem that
That's
far
what-
off.
there
right?
is no
Many years ago,
concept anymore. Yeah,
Many
it used to
years
be.
ago, I stopped there in the Sydney airport on the air side, and I just asked for Coke, and the guy charged me like $10. And I said, what the hell? It's $10. It's $3 outside. He said, yeah, but you were inside and you can go back now.
You can get it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's stopped, to be fair.
No. Now they have McDonald's, but
Yeah.
Big Mac. If you want just a Coke, just go to McDonald's and get a cheap
Yeah.
one instead of going and paying $10.
So that stopped. But also, I agree that you don't also now get the duty means bugger all, really. I mean, I suppose it does.
A little bit of tax, but not. Usually they inflate the base price anyway, right? So
So anyway,
it's a scam.
I have to say that even though I'm not very happy with the whole $4,000 bottle of whiskey, what really makes me unhappy is that now we don't have stamps on passports anymore.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't.
Because you get out of the country using the electronic thing, you get into Australia using the electronic thing. Last time I left Australia was 2 months ago. You still had to go to the manual process to get through immigration.
Yep.
Now they have half of that whole area is electronic gates. So you just get out of Australia using electronic gates, get in New Zealand. So we have all those pages that we pay for 5-year-old passport, because now it's going to change to 10-year. We pay for that like what, $200, and we don't get any stamps on those pages. $200 and no stamps.
Use it as a notebook or colouring in book or something.
Yeah, well,
You also don't get the
Because the
big...
one time they actually finally look in there, they'll get all these pictures. Look, you've been to some exotic place.
You don't also have the big cardboard suitcase with all the stickers on them anymore.
oh, the
That's what you do. Yes.
hotels. Some were triangles,
Yes,
some were round,
exactly.
and some orange and blue, and you have. Oh, I
That's
used to have
what you should
that.
get.
I used to have
It
that.
must be a good business though for airport lounge.
Yeah.
People are going through. I'll give you a stamp for $10.
Yeah.
I'll stamp your passport.
Whatever it is, I'll stamp it.
I've been in Sydney.
Yeah. Just a minute.
I've been to Sydney, yeah.
Which looks
All
like
I
an
got was
immigration
this
one.
lousy
Yeah.
stamp.
Yeah. All I got from
Slightly official. There you go.
it's business.
It's a new business offering.
Anyway, so that's
So what makes you happy?
We didn't get to that, did we?
Less human interaction is good.
Oh, so that's a good thing.
Well,
But you're
going
saying,
to-
you're
the
saying
gate,
you
you're saying
hated
going
it.
to the gate was a hassle. I want
Yeah.
the stamp.
no,
A human makes the stamp.
why don't the machines stamp the passport when you put the passport there anyway?
Ah,
that's a
because
good
it
point.
scans it,
Yeah.
and then it's a little...
Could have done something.
Anyway,
That
so
would make you happy.
I'm happy that we don't have human interaction anymore. It's really fast. You know, you just get in and out.
Yeah.
And
Listen to that judging as well, I suppose.
Another thing that made me happy,
Yeah.
3 years ago, I went to Melbourne, landed, got to immigration really quickly, then got into customs, into the area to have a look in your bag. And there was this long queue, and the queue took me about 2 hours to go through.
Crap.
Wow.
And when I got there, they were opening every single bag from every single passenger. And there was a good reason for that. There was a nice sign saying, today we're filming Border Patrol. Sorry for the inconvenience. So the fact that,
Yeah.
the people there,
Don't say fuck.
these guys had to obviously go through every single bag because if they can't find anything, they don't have a program. And probably the airport is charging
Yeah.
for the Channel 7 to be there.
Finding
to-
someone somewhere that will be make good TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were opening every single bag. Took me 2 hours to go through that.
Unbelievable.
Bastards.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I got in here in Sydney day before yesterday, and that was so quick. I was out of the plane into the to the main area of the terminal, in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so the pro tip for those drug traffickers out there is to find out the schedule for the filming days. Go on the other
Yes.
days.
Yep,
And
don't
you're
get
out.
it.
Sweet
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy crap, though.
Like 2 hours. What a waste of time.
Bastards.
Yeah.
TV. We hate TV.
So what was it that made you happy again?
That was the happy thing.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
good.
no, lack of human interaction.
Yeah.
Lack of human interaction was a good one.
Across the border or just going through the customs?
Mate, that's funny. What makes you happy? Lack of human interaction.
I have to say that
I'll tweet that in a minute.
I like. Good thing yesterday, for example, when I moved to New Zealand,
You
and
didn't talk to anybody.
No one talked to me.
they just let me in. They just let me in, and that was like that. When I moved to New Zealand and I got citizenship, I got my first name, my middle name. They put together with my last name, and I didn't.
Like hyphenated or
No, just
double-
together with just spaces.
Oh, there we go.
So I didn't bother much, but problem is that my middle name and my last name together is longer than what airlines can put on the Mr. Freitas / Mauricio. It was Mr. Gershman Freitas / Mauricio, and they couldn't fit that. So that caused me no end of trouble. So one day I filled the deed and changed my name to be first name, middle name, and last name.
And you had to pay for that, though, didn't you?
Oh, no.
I've changed my name.
Their markup, but
I
you-
know, but
Yeah, that's all
it's
right.
their fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
You're happy
Change.
with that? Okay, fair.
That's fine.
Oh, shut up.
But when I first got my frequent flyer miles with Qantas, they got the name from my passport and was there. And then when I changed my name, you have to send 3 copies of your new passport, and you have to send a letter justifying it, and you have to post it. You have to put it on an envelope and send to Australia. It may take like 3 or 4 months to get it done. I said, oh, fuck. Anyway, so what happened is that up until now, every time that I fly Qantas, I just use my American Airlines card. I have an American Airlines account. I just use that. I say, but that's a pain because American Airlines, you get a little bit less, and you get miles, and you can't redeem easily in Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what I've done is, a couple of days ago, when I checked in online to go to Sydney, I put on Twitter to Qantas, say, hey, I want to change my name. What's the story with having to send paper? And then the person on the other side replied to me in like 5 minutes. Just send an email to me with a scan of your new passport and your frequent flyer number. Is
Why
that
didn't they
it?
say that before, yeah?
Why didn't you tell me this 5 years ago?
No,
there was
5
no
years
Twitter.
ago?
There was no Twitter 5 years ago.
5 years ago,
Probably still
you
faxing
couldn't do
back
it.
then, weren't they?
And exactly, that's the world has moved on. That is a brilliant story.
So I sent a
And did it work?
Yeah, I sent an email to her with my scan of my passport, my frequent flyer. She replied, are you still at this address? I said, yes. She said, done.
Twitter
World
is
we live in,
the
eh?
way to get things done.
Instead of
Yeah.
4
Isn't
months
it just?
of typos.
I
Anyway,
don't know why more people aren't on Twitter just for that reason. If you've got a problem and you want someone to solve something just like that, you should be on
140
Twitter.
character rant, hey, help me out, and they suddenly people are on it.
Yeah,
except when it's Air New Zealand.
because
Because Air New Zealand
They
they
changed,
used to be
social media
awesome.
team,
Yeah.
Air New Zealand
Oh, that's
changed
when
their
Richard
ways,
was there.
and they are a company completely focused on the profitability. They are really, really not working with the customers. Seriously, the number of times that I've seen people complaining, and I experienced. Anyway, my flight to Wellington, Sydney was on Qantas because Air New Zealand doesn't fly every day to Sydney anymore. In the morning, on 6 a.m., they only fly their own day off now.
Yeah.
So I had to go with Qantas, and Qantas had a very, very good breakfast. It was very yummy. And movies, which I actually watched the movie at 8 a.m. And here's another surprise.
Fucking neck though.
I landed in Sydney, off the plane, 8 a.m., walked through that little, because the duty free on the inbound is not as big as the ones outbound. So I walked out of the plane, straight to the duty free, and then there's this woman with a tray offering shots of Jim Beam.
At 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
8 in the morning. I look at her and say, well, who is going to drink Jim Beam at 8 a.m.? And then she
And
said,
you
well,
me!
I'll do it.
a lot of people do. So apparently a lot of people drink Jim Beam on the way to town before even the first meeting.
Welcome to Sydney.
Before the
Let's get
meeting.
pissed.
That's Sydney for you. Anyway, so
Who's going to do that? Whoever doesn't, I'll have theirs.
Welcome
So-
to Sydney.
Just leave
Oh
the
my
bottle,
God.
yeah, welcome to Sydney. So the flight was really good. On the way back, I had a flight with Air New Zealand. I have to say the flight was good. The service was really good.
When you say the flight was good, as in like, it didn't crash.
It was in the air.
Uneventful.
It went up, it came along, it went down, it
uneventful.
landed.
It
Yeah,
really
uneventful.
was have to do.
Uneventful flight.
This is what you want.
Exactly what
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually checked in online, and you don't have to do anything when you check in online. You don't even have to present a passport because they already have my name there on my NZ thing. When I got to the gate, they called my name because the guy said, "Oh, I just want to see your passport," because you check. They called 5 or 6 people on the full airplane. Only 5 or 6 people checked in online.
Wow.
So anyway, I gave him my passport. He looked fine. That's it. So minimum interaction. Everything online. Electronic gates. Woman offering you whiskeys. 8 a.m.
That's human interaction, man.
That's human interaction.
Ah, yeah.
That's valid. It's
Damn.
human interaction.
Need a robot.
Yes.
We need a Jim Beam robot. And then we're sorted.
And $4,000 of whiskey taste samples.
Yeah.
Sample, yeah.
Yeah, what they weren't
I
offering
wanted
those, were they?
I want to know what is in that bottle.
Jim Beam.
Gold flakes. Who knows?
Another cool thing that happened yesterday is that I was walking around
tastes
at
really
the
horrible.
airport before going to the Air New Zealand side, and I was going to the Air New Zealand lounge, but then I saw an American Express lounge. And I
Separate?
saw a new one, a new American Express
yeah.
lounge. Back in the days, before moving to New Zealand, I used to have a Diners Club, and they used to have Diners Club lounge around the world, and I used that a lot. It was quite cool. And the American Express start opening lounge now, and they have one in Sydney. So I walked around, I saw the lounge, and I stopped at call home to say goodnight because it was 6 p.m. in Australia, 8 p.m. here, so say goodnight to Bella. And then this woman saw me and she said, "Are you going to come into the lounge?" Because I was just at the door talking. And I said, "No, sorry, I see that you have a list and only American Express Black and Platinum." And you know what you need to get an American Express Black card?
No, I don't.
Lots of money.
You need to spend something like $150,000 a year with them to be offered, because it's invitation only, a black card.
I'm not cutting my expenses for anybody.
No. Or a platinum. And I don't have a platinum, I have a gold card. And the woman said, "Oh, no, no."
Platinum's just showing off. Just get the
Yeah.
black one.
And then the woman said, I said, "Don't worry, that's fine, that's fine." She looked at my card and said, "Yeah, that's fine, you can come." So I went to see what it was.
Was there anybody else in there?
Huh?
Was it because there were no one else in there?
No, there were people there, quite a few
Okay.
people. Yeah, quite a few people there.
And was
So,
it just like any other lounge?
Yes, it's smaller. It's not as
Oh,
big as like American
full of
Air
billionaires.
New Zealand, because the Air New Zealand lounge, a lot of Air New Zealand people use, but the American Express lounge is smaller because not everyone.
It's a thing.
And I was there, said, "Yeah, okay, I'm coming," and it was pretty good. So that was a good human interaction.
So there's little gems there, but
You're-
in general, you just don't want to.
It's all crumbling, mate, I'm going to say.
Yeah. So anyway, back from Sydney on the
Can I ask why
plane.
you went to Sydney? Was it a work thing?
It
don't have
was,
to- you don't have to explain what it was.
was something for Geek Zone. It was
okay.
PR thing. Some PR agency invited me for some new product stuff, and I said, "Yeah, okay, I go there." But because it was going to end late afternoon, then I had to stay because we wouldn't have time to come back. And also because you wake up at 3 a.m. to go to the airport here, and if you come back on the same day, you get home like I did last night at 1 a.m. So it's almost like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Next day, you just can't do anything.
Toughen up, mate. Toughen up.
I
The
mean,
red eye, they call it. Yes,
I mean, that's
if
what's
you
the
go to
difference.
Australia,
Yeah.
if you go to Australia and back on the same day or in 2 days, it's worse than actually going to a big different time zone like going to LA.
yeah.
The 2 hours difference on a 3 hours flight tires more than going to LA, because at least going to LA you sleep on the way, you sleep on the way back and back. Anyway. Yes.
Wow.
I'm waiting.
Wow.
Shall I tell you about my experience going to the Armageddon?
The what now?
The Armageddon.
Armageddon.
No.
That thing was so
No.
full. I'm not going to say what happened. I'm going to say what happened, but that thing was so full. They do have to find a bigger venue there because I couldn't get in.
Is that popular? I thought it was sort of averaging out popularity-wise. It's actually getting...
I didn't see Karen Gillian.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't get in? And she didn't call me?
So now it's important. Yeah.
The one human interaction he was looking for. He couldn't even get in there.
Their human interaction.
Too many other humans in the way.
Humans interacting.
Their human didn't happen.
And the weather didn't help either, right?
No, so I got there at 12 p.m. It was raining. Saturday in Wellington, it was raining like crazy. And I had to buy a ticket. And I waited on the line. At 12:45, sorry, not 44, 45, someone came out saying, sorry folks, we are completely at capacity, and because it's raining, people are not coming out, so we can't sell more tickets until about 2 p.m. Then we're going to decide what to do.
To be fair, it's a good thing to do.
It is good for them to do, but
it's a safe, we could squeeze you buggers in and half you might die.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
So I just left the queue. No, sorry, can't stay. That thing was full. It was a shame, but...
But you went last year, as you say.
I went there last year, yeah.
It's a big shop. Mostly.
Yeah.
Not totally.
They still have the boxing fights and the pillow fights.
I don't remember the boxing fight of the pillow.
Last year,
where were you?
Last year I saw some
years ago,
of the wrestling thing.
Wrestling.
Yes.
And you see the wrestlers there, and you see that, and you know that the whole thing is staged. And even when you watch on TV, you know the whole thing is staged. And then you look at that and say, how can the people that actually watch this and, get enthusiastic about this?
Oh, no, I did.
It's just like any
It's
other
a show. It's a massive show. And they are
You mean like
good.
The Bachelor? Or like
it's a different type of show like that, yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean,
the way
everything is scripted. Everything is. You go to this. Reality TV things, and everything is scripted. That's it. Nah, you didn't say that. Really? I mean, you have to be really dumb. Or
it's not really reality television. They named it wrong, really.
Yeah.
Just worse scripted television.
Yes. So, no, you can't say. Or like Border Patrol. I was mentioning that I was at the airport and stuff. And Border Patrol. You see these people on Border Patrol, and they are stopped because they either have food. These families coming back from some country where they have very specific food that they cook in family, and then they bring this food, and then the guy says, what do you have in your bag? We have some suspicious material in the x-rays. Oh, no, I don't have anything. You have food? And no, I don't have food. And they open the thing and has a bag of raw chicken or whatever. And they say,
well, that's not food.
What is this? Oh, that's not food because it's not cooked yet. And then the guy said, but if you can you eat this? Yes, I can, but only when it's cooked. I can't eat now. So that's not food.
It's valid.
And then I said,
it's a perfectly good answer.
But then it comes to the
as
thing.
if you go, well, you fucking eat it. No, I can't.
I told you.
It's not food.
And
I'll be on my way, officer.
And then the officer says, I'm going to have to fine you $400 for that, and blah, 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 blah. But what surprised me is not that they find this thing and people are dumb enough to actually say, no, it's not food. I didn't know. My mom put in there because when I was coming here, my mom thought that, so you don't know who packed your bags. No, my mom packed my bags. This kind of excuse. But the reality is, just think about it. Why would you sign a waiver saying to the TV show, yes, you can show my face on TV, even knowing that I'm going to screw up in 5 minutes?
People don't realise that they have to sign a waiver at the end of the whole ordeal.
They actually, probably they sign before, because if they are caught, then the TV crew can say, hey, look, you're already signed. Because if they're caught and then sign after, no one would sign. Seriously. You have to be really dumb to sign away saying, show me on TV like the idiotard that I am.
I caught the police 10-7 or whatever it is, or the TV3 equivalent, whatever it was, and they catch them red-handed, and they must have to sign a waiver after they've caught them, right? They're driving and stopped, everything else.
I saw...
especially the ones that are doing all the rapping, the blurred face and the rapping at the end.
Oh no, the blurred faces, that's fine because that's not public. They're not showing them. It's the ones that
but then the others that
are
don't,
on there.
They go...
Showing your face.
Yeah.
What happened? I just got arrested last night, disorderly conduct, and then I slapped the officer, and I did that, and I had a gun on me. I was But yeah, that's fine. Just show my face on TV.
Don't worry about the job interview next week.
So it's a deal thing, you're right. It must be, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just like the job interview, you probably know about this viral thing that showed up on a couple of months ago on where else? The internet, the tubes.
Yeah. No, I don't know this.
About the guy who posted.
Somewhere in the cloud, I think.
Yeah, the guy who posted the guy who posted.
We're recording a podcast.
What's going on? The guy who posted a tweet saying that someone bumped into him inside the tube, inside the subway, and then said, "Oh, fuck off" or something. And then 10 minutes later, this guy showed up for a job interview. And he was the interviewer. He was the host. Yeah, the guy who just told me to fuck off just walked into my office.
Priceless.
That was a very good one. How does it happen in London?
It's more of a Wellington thing to happen, isn't it?
It is.
We're small enough for that.
That's why I don't say fuck.
Well, he didn't get it. Apparently, he didn't get the job, but it was apparently it was a good interview despite of the previous bump.
Oops.
But by then, the person's mind's already made up about that person, the experience they had.
So I'm going to ask Nick a question. And that was as warning, by the way. What makes you happy, Nick?
What makes me happy? I actually had that in my performance review once.
Whoa!
Someone asked you that.
Somebody asked me that in my performance review.
And what did you say?
I actually am happiest when the people around me are happy. Ultimately.
Oh,
so,
you hippie. Hippie.
So what I like to do. I mean, I guess because I like to teach. I mean, being a dad, you know that. Is that what makes me happy is actually seeing.
We're all dads at the table, brother.
Yeah, we're all dads.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody actually learn to do something for the first time, it's like giving somebody a gift, isn't it? Really? Showing somebody how to do something and they get it. And so for me, anybody that moment where they go, I get it.
They get it.
And you guys are doing it now.
Yeah.
And I'm smiling, right? It makes me happy.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty elementary, really.
So it involves total human interaction.
The opposite of the computer interaction.
The Yin and Yang podcast.
So we are fundamentally opposite. I'm sitting here in silence the whole time.
It's on his phone.
Talking on my phone. Tweeting him right now. Don't agree with you, mate.
You're wrong. Yeah, repeat.
That was interesting because the interesting thing was I went to a project management training course once, and the interesting thing for me, my background is dealing with communities and writing rules for them. I was full of a room full of engineers, and the question was, what's the most challenging or difficult thing about dealing with projects? And all of the engineers says it's the people and the politicians mess stuff up all the time. I just want to build a road or a bridge and the community get in the way or the politicians get in the way, mess my project up. And when I say, well, it's the opposite effect is my projects involve people and politicians in making political decisions and policies. So if I don't have input from people and communities and politicians, I can't do my job. So again, fundamentally, the opposite situation as engineers have, which is like doing the technologies.
Yeah, and we're a world driven by engineers at the moment. Software will eat the world. Well, that was a phrase, wasn't it? From
Eat the world, is it?
Yeah, no, that was Mark Andreessen. Famously tweeted or put out there, software will eat the world.
Everything will need it eventually.
And then data's the new currency, so what does that make? Interesting sort of dynamic.
Where are the people in all this shit?
They're obsolete. That's when Judgment Day happens, just so you know.
Singularity.
Then Arnold shows up and it's all over. Skynet takes over, basically.
Well, the interesting thing is, I had a debate about this the other day. If data's the new currency in terms of values, the interesting thing about it is if data becomes the new currency, it flips things around because currency and value becomes from scarcity, but we're getting truckloads of data. So data's currency and it's proliferating. Where's the value? And how come it's still generating more and more value, right? It's a data rich when it comes from there. And what if it's more data is more value, because of analytics and feedback and so
but there's the difference between data and information. Data is the raw material, and you can have as much. But information is when you get that data and you give some meaning to that thing.
The context of meaning.
That's when you get value for that.
That's interesting because
and then it's the same thing as manufacturing something. You get rich ore from a mine, but until you process that and you extract iron or to extract some stuff from that, the ore has very little value. When you process that, when you put meaning to that, that's when it gets...
Interesting, but the rest of that cycle goes from data to information to knowledge to wisdom. And it's the wisdom which is the intergenerational feedback loop, right? Coming back to storytelling, that's where the narrative comes from, right? Yeah. So what you're actually doing is you have data and information. Information then compounds to become knowledge. Knowledge becomes understanding. Understanding becomes wisdom, right? That's sort of intergenerational sort of transaction. So that's how things are sort of changing now. And this is where it comes back, for me, coming back to storytelling is where it sort of starts. Because if you think about passing on wisdom, intergenerational knowledge, you think of how much data there is about how to build a house. We've still got leaky houses, right? We've got how many pages on the internet do you think are devoted to building nice, solid, strong houses that don't leak? Thousands and thousands of lines of code and data about how to build a house. Ask the average 10-year-old, how should you build a house? Build a house of bricks. It'll withstand the elements. Not a house of straw, not a house of sticks. A house of bricks withstands the elements. So the narrative is not so much important the facts and the data, what colour pants did the three little pigs have. Every little kid will tell you the story about working hard, investing in solid materials, build a house, you'll withstand the big bad wolf, right? Rather than having a nice, quick, simple, cheap house so you can dance and play all day, is how the story goes with the three little pigs. So the three little pigs, and the story and the moral of the story is what the wisdom that is imparted between generations, right? The story can vary, the cultures can vary. Billy Goat Scruff, the troll under the bridge could be the Taniwha. It's all every culture has legends and stories and fables which they use to pass on their moral value and moral judgment. So I mean, what I see is happening in the future is, with all this information that's getting totally swamping us, the trick is actually pulling out what information is important and what's valuable information, which is, like you say, turning that data into information. Not only information into knowledge, then wisdom, the really wise, smart stuff that you want to keep, the gems that you need to pass on to your kids. Right? And so I think the trick is the storytelling, the narrative aspect of threading those sort of stories together. And you see it happening all over. It depends no matter what industry you're in, whether you're in marketing or direct marketing. Talk about narrative, they talk about storytelling, they talk about that, because that's what people remember. You're embracing all of the senses and all of the skills that people have.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah. What else you got on your mind there, Mauricio? Anything else? No, it's been.
I think we've got a good.
It's a nice little segment there. Yeah. Thanks again, guys, for coming on and ranting and giving your perspective on the digital world, on the world in general, actually. Yeah. Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.
We got our timing a bit wrong last week, didn't we? We said that we were going to have Julian on this show, but we forgot about Mauricio. And
don't let him know that.
He can rant about that next time. So next time we've got Julian Apatu, and he is our third MB Accelerator chat. That all came to an end quite a while ago now, so we need to crack through these. We've got,
got a couple more,
Julian and Courtney to go.
Yes.
So next week it's Julian. He'll be talking about life in general and how he sees the world of tech.
He's done quite a bit, actually, hasn't he?
He has done.
Tune into that one.
So we'll make sure we definitely get him up next week.
Great. And thanks for joining us again this week. And you can find us again on the social networks. Look for the podcast on Twitter at AccessGrantedNZ. Facebook and Google Plus are still there, of course, kicking away nicely. And for all the other hashtag goodness, such as the updates, news, prize, and much more, check out the old hashtagme.co.nz website. And for me on Twitter, you can talk to me on Twitter as well at NZRaj.
Myself at Miramar Mike. And this week we're coming from the beautifully jazzed up, the jazzed up Roxy Cinema in Miramar, and it is beautiful.
You just sit here and go to sleep.
These chairs, may I say, these chairs are awesome.
Yeah.
So, see you next week, everybody. Thanks so much for your time and listening in, and we'll share some more stories next Tuesday. See you then.
Ka kite anō.
Ka kite anō.
#me.co.nz